Hey guys, so today I wanted to talk about Patanjali. So you might have heard of Patanjali's Yoga Sutras before. They are 196 Yoga Sutras or aphorisms that were written a long time ago. So I wanted to talk about Patanjali. So Patanjali is an ancient Indian sage and scholar from way back, long time ago. What's actually curious is that we don't actually know a lot about his life or about him as a person. It's only it's theorized, I think that's the word, it's theorized that he was alive around, 5th to 7th century before Christ. So long time ago, essentially, but we don't actually have dates. And so he wrote the Yoga Sutras, which, as I said, are 196 aphorisms. So it's actually a really small book. It's just a little compilation of Sanskrit. It's almost like each sutra is just one line, and so it's really easy to read. Most of the times you'll buy the book and it'll be filled with another swamis interpretation of the words or expansion on the words to make it easier, because Patanjali wrote in Sanskrit. So the most famous, arguably the most famous of the sutra is Yoga Chitta Vritta Nirodha, which translates to yoga is the fluctuation and the mastery of the mind. And so that's a very famous sutra, and you might even hear different sutras referenced in classes maybe. I've read the whole sutras with, of course, the Swami's interpretation, and it's really key, really accessible for any yogi or person or spiritual seeker on the path, which is nice that Patanjali didn't actually incorporate it with the Hindu religion. So it's for any spiritual seeker. While some Hindu texts will have gods and goddesses and deities, this one has none. It is just about how to achieve Samadhi. So Samadhi is enlightenment or union of the individual soul with the cosmic soul, the universal soul. And so what's nice too is that it's very accessible. He wrote it for just the everyday person, for lay people. So it's kind of made clear that to reach Samadhi takes many reincarnations, but Patanjali wrote this so that we could kind of expedite it. He invented he was the first one to transcribe and explain the 8 limbs of yoga, which is the niyamas and the yamas. It's a code of moral and ethical discipline. A path to follow. Of course, there's the asana practice of that, the pranayama, there's also dharana, dhyana, there's all there's 8 paths, or 8 little steps on the path, 8 branches or 8 limbs that creates the complete yogi. It's not just about, can I bend my body into a shape? Yoga and a yogi goes way beyond that. It's a moral ethics, daily practice. It's about nonviolence. It's about a clean body, a clean atmosphere. There's so much that's in it, and it's just incredible that Patanjali codified that and wrote that all down for us. So I wanted to also explain that a big reason why we don't know much about Patanjali as a person or when he even lived was because he thought that his teachings were way more important than him as a person. So rather than being honored and his name going down in history, he didn't care about that. He wanted his teachings to go down in history. So that is, I think, something really incredible about Patanjali, that he was very humble and didn't want any fame, any glory, anything other than just to share these important teachings. So hope you found that useful. I'll see you guys all over on my blog, wildyogatribe.com.